Hey guys, it's Kyle here, Director of Operations here at Wilshire Gun.
And Tyler, I'm the General Manager here.
So today we're going to come in, we're going to talk 2011s, Staccato, how we got started. We've got our two personal guns here, what we've done to them, what's cool, what's upcoming, and why these guns are just absolutely incredible. There's nothing else that shoots like a 2011 out there. So to start, kind of how Staccato got rolled in here to Wilshire Gun is it was about 2 years ago. I'd kind of known a couple people there, and then next thing I know, they're calling saying, hey, are you guys coming to SHOT Show? We would love to get in your store. So Jake and I, whenever we went to SHOT Show 2 years ago, we went and met with them, and we ended up agreeing. We ended up buying some pistols and everything, and they've quickly become one of our, or by far our most popular selling high-end platform, without a doubt. They trump and surpass every single other high-end pistol that we move here. What makes them so stinking popular is, number one, their reliability, their accuracy, their modularity, and just flat out how they stink and shoot. I mean, you're talking like running a race gun that shoots like a 22, if you want to call them a race gun. Some guys call them that, some guys don't. But these pistols are just absolutely incredible. Bull-barreled. They have the new toolless recoil system. They're phenomenal. No tools to take it apart, break it down, anything like that. Double stack in the 9mm platform, so you've got 17 rounds in the full-size platform, 15 in your compacts, and they have a little single stack, the Staccato C, that is their concealed carry pistol. And then you've got the big daddy of them all with the XC, the built-in island compensator and everything like that. Absolutely incredible. There's nothing else that shoots like them, really.
Yeah. Hey, I think it's interesting. You kind of caught yourself. You almost said STI and then Staccato, and that's been all the rage over just the last few weeks, the last month. And so they officially rebranded the title of the company, and they've undergoing some changes, but the core of the company is still the same. Still down in Texas, still down with the same folks making those guns down there, pretty much by hand down on the benches, and still using the 2011 design. And so people ask us all the time, like, what is a 2011? I don't get it. And it's really, you know, the generational jump from a 1911, unlike Para-Ordnance and some of those others that had full-framed metal 1911s that they just turned into double stacks that obscenely large in your hand and just kind of different trigger systems. They adapted using polymers and using some other different materials and an ability to kind of make a modular design. We're able to take a 1911 and all the feel of a 1911 and then turn it into a double stack that would fire 45, 1911, 38 supers, you know, 40 Smith & Wesson if you wanted to as well, and they've made them in those calibers throughout the years, and then turn it over into a, you know, double stack, large capacity handgun. And the natural progression for Staccato was moving out from just making, you know, one-off precision race guns for people to do competition into when they changed kind of the company, they had some ownership change and some other stuff, was taking it and moving it over into building what they saw as the ultimate outcome was building concealed carry guns for people, you know, high quality concealed carry firearms, and building duty guns for law enforcement and others that wanted to carry them. And that's kind of a progression of what we have on the table. You know, Kyle can kind of talk about his and I'll talk about mine. So.
Yeah, so the gun that I have, it predates the Staccato. It's actually kind of one of the precursors, I would call it.
So kind of like the test bed. Yeah, it was like the test
more
bed
or less.
Kind of drove into it. Yep.
Full frame, full railed, 5-inch guns. They don't do 5-inch guns anymore. So it's what's kind of unique about it. So this model is called the Tactical 5.0. It's a 2018 model that ended in 2018 before they went to the 2019 Staccato Ps, and now with the new 2020s. But same frame size, same grip length. If you notice, the grips are a little bit different. I have the old original, you know, STI, what they call the double diamond grips. And then over here on the new Staccatos, they've got the tree bark grips, and then they've even changed it again to the new Gen 2s that are really, really cool. They're super nice. I like them.
They're super nice. I really like the tree bark, but I mean, different strokes for different folks, because the beauty of it is, again, we're going to talk about it, you can go and take and change the grips on this. You know, it's really easy to, so.
Other cool thing about them, if you notice, they're both outfitted with what's called the Duo system. So it's made by Dawson Precision for Staccato, and it allows direct mount for Delta Point Pros or plate mount for Trijicon RMRs. It's really cool. The RMR comes with the rear sight plate already built onto it. Then if you run the Delta Point, it comes with an individual rear sight to mount onto the back of it, along with your raised green fiber optic front. They also come with the red fiber optic rods in case you want to change them out.
If you like red, yeah.
Yeah. Also the magazines, they'll come with one 17 rounder or 126 millimeter magazine, as they call them,
yep.
and 2 of the 140s or 21 round magazines as well.
And then it's also important to kind of point out too is that when we go and take and say, something along the lines like, the RMR or the loophole Delta Point, we're talking the same footprints. So if you've got like a SIG Romeo Pro, you can go and take and basically put it right onto the loophole Delta Point because they share the same footprint. Or if you prefer, like right now, like we move and sell a lot of the Hollow Suns, but if you've got a 507 V2, you can go and take and put that 507C and put it right here onto the RMR mount. And then they become so popular so fast as a seller that there's even aftermarket support with some companies that are making like a lower profile mounting plate and some other different stuff that they can do to adapt that eventually they're going to go and allow more optics to be able to be mounted and move it onto the platform. So that makes it really cool as people progress and get more red dots mounted on the handguns.
One of the other really big things I really like about these is the coating on the metal itself. So they use a DLC coating, which is a diamond-like coating. It's very, very tough. It doesn't rust. You don't have to worry about scratching it up or banging it up or anything like that. I've had this gun now for about 3 years, and I mean, you can hardly tell that it's been in and out of holsters, that it's been dropped and stomped on and fallen out of my truck a time or two. Like this, the coating on these pistols is incredible. The other really cool thing about them too is if you like different triggers, like if you notice we both have the flat face triggers. I'm a huge fan of flat face triggers, some people aren't. You can, like I say, it's modular, so you can put whatever you want onto these guns and they will run 110%. The one thing that I will caution against always, but that's just me, is I don't like putting aftermarket springs and crazy light trigger springs and hammer springs and stuff like that, because while that will make the gun run faster and lighter, it does hinder your reliability because you get in there and you get to messing with the internals and what makes these guns as great as they are.
Yeah, I did that with mine as well. I'm kind of a slave to trends, I guess, in this case, is I didn't have a lot of experience in the platform. I had owned, one 1911 in my life that I had got years ago, and, so I had like a Springfield Musoc pistol back when they first came out. Loved that gun. I don't know why I ever sold it. It was one of those ones that got away that you always regret, but, just because. But Kyle, had one of these, and I just kind of loved shooting it, fell in love with it, and then Kyle did his modification. So I ended up with the same trigger as Kyle, and for me, it was more along the lines of the curve trigger that comes with the STI. When I would place my finger in there, I tended to, when I was drawing very quickly and placing my finger in there, because of the curve would go and recess further backwards, just my hand shape and size, I would end up getting just too much finger in there occasionally. When I went and put the flat face trigger, it would extend, so I just, every time I get on there, boom, the right part of my finger hits that trigger every single time, and I get the right, trigger engagement every single time I fire it, especially when I'm going and I'm taking it and I'm firing it quickly. So it's just a personal preference, but that's the uniqueness of it, is there's a lot of parts for the 2011 family, and there's a lot of 2011 manufacturers out there now. There's more of them, Chambers Customs and a lot of these other folks, and therefore there are aftermarket parts to support the platform, and that's something that we've always focused on. Guns are great, but if you don't have aftermarket support for them, it makes it harder to own and really love the platform. You're stuck with what the manufacturer gives you, and with STI, you certainly are not. You have, or STI, Staccato. See, I did it again. Staccato. Sorry, guys. It's just, hey, it's going to take a little bit, but with Staccato, you're definitely not. You have options in there, including their custom shop, which is a neat thing that Kyle can talk about.
So the custom shop, I don't know if they are back up and running 100%. I know that's something they used to offer, where basically you could go, because like my gun here started out as a fixed iron sight, straight out the box, 2011. So I actually had them add the Duo cut to it through the custom shop option and then do the DLC coding, because my gun was originally blued. It's a really cool thing, though. I mean, it's super cool that they can go in, you can send them the guns, they'll form fit them, do whatever you want, change out parts if you choose to, and they will fit every single part to that gun itself.
Yep.
Another big thing a lot of people ask is how heavy are the triggers? On their Staccato models and all of the duty models, they're 4.5 pound pull. And you're like, man, 4.5 pounds, that's incredibly heavy. Not on these pistols. On these pistols, it feels so incredibly light, smooth, crisp, super short, super fast reset on all of these pistols. The only one that gets crazy down there is the XC, and it's at a 3.5 pound. But that pistol is a whole nother monster. If you guys come out here for the Staccato weekend, you can get a chance to shoot it. It's an experience unlike anything else.
And you know, when I dropped this trigger in, our gunsmith downstairs, Ryan, went and put it in, and he lightened the trigger for me. We put in and messed with some springs in order to go and take and lighten it, and dropped it down to about 3 pound trigger, and it was ridiculously light. It was too light for me to go and take and carry, that's not what I wanted. Immediately pulled those springs, went back to factory, and would not replace it or change it for the world. I'm incredibly happy with what I got coming straight from the factory. I mean, you can do exactly what you want it for. If you want it more as like a shooting for fun in your back, you know, dueling tree kind of gun, that's completely up to you. But for me, just left ultimately the weights, like you said originally, like earlier in this video, the springs, just left everything the same, and I've been incredibly happy with that. Haven't had to change anything other than just putting that flat face trigger on there.
Yeah. So that's a real quick rundown, or a little bit more in length rundown of everything, what these pistols have to offer and everything like that. We're going to go out, we're going to shoot these a little bit, and you guys make sure you come in this weekend, come in on Saturday, come check out the guns, come shoot the guns, come just hang out and have fun.
Yeah, so we're going to have Tony here from Staccato. He's going to be here. He's going to have the entire family worth of Staccato pistols here. They're going to be available for you to go and take them into the range. We're going to have ammo there. You're going to go and take and just get your ticket. Boom, get in line. We're going to take you out on the range, and you're going to get to try whichever model you're interested in purchasing. And yeah, get a shot to go out and give these things a run. But we're going to go out and we're going to shoot a few rounds and have a little fun.
All right, guys, we're out here on the range. We're getting ready to go tear it up a little bit, feed these machines, and see what kind of pain and suffering they can put us through, see how much fun they are to run.
Or in my case, make a fool of myself. That's the way it is. Just got done running these things, feeding them a little bit, shooting them fast, shooting them slow. You can see I do not do these guns justice. I mean, these things are one-hole shooters. I'm not that good, I can't do that. But there's nothing else that shoots like these things. They make me look way better than the shooter I actually am. I mean, it's amazing when you feel like this gun's recoil and it feels like a sewing machine.
You mean they don't recoil?
Every gun.
How they're just like this the whole time?
It's just amazing. And you go and take it. It's like, there's no way that I could ever outshoot one of these guns. I just know it in your heart when you go out and try it. You know, it's unique, it's interesting, and it's ultimately a duty quality weapon. Yeah. It's not a race gun. I mean, God forbid I ever touch one of the race guns, I wouldn't even know what to do with it. It's kind of like the funny story. My wife. I want you to get into wines. I want you to try wines, and I'm like, no way. I never do it. Why? Because you could put like a glass of like $2,000 bottle or a bottle of $3 Chuck, and I couldn't tell you the difference. With this you can tell the difference. I'm not good enough to take advantage of it, but you can tell the difference. The craftsmanship, the quality, it's amazing. They're cool. Guys, come out this weekend and try it. I mean, it's a great opportunity to get out of your house. Come out and experience something new. Give it a shot. Come out and try a Staccato. You'll love it.
2011 experience. Be there.
Absolutely. Here at Wilshire Gun.